Welcome to Michigan Replay. I'm Larry Adderley with the easy task of talking to a coach who has come off another very big, very easy victory. Bo, this game couldn't have helped you too much because you had the easy one against Northwestern, but you went through a game without making an error. That has to.
Well, that was the big thing, Larry. That was our main objective, really, was to try to avoid making mistakes, and we had no offensive mistakes at all other than a 15-yard penalty. But you're right about one thing. I'm very much concerned about winning two games so easily. And I'm not sure that we got as much out of this one this past week as we did against Northwestern a week ago.
Sometimes when a game turns like this one did, your team begins to play like the other team.
That's exactly what happened. In my opinion, we were not real aggressive defensively. We did not block with the authority that I think we're capable of doing. One of the things that hurt, I think, if you want to call it hurt, is the two big plays right off the bat, where Jimmy Smith runs 77 yards and Gordon Bell 54, and we've got two quick touchdowns right off the bat. Two that we really didn't earn the way we like to earn them.
Now, against a real good team, you run the risk of getting complacent. Leading 14-0, it looks to the players like it's going to be an easy afternoon. They settle back, and if the other team gets going...
That's right. But by the same token, who can knock a 55-7 win? I mean, we've got to be very happy with that, and I think our players are too. But we've got to realize that as we go along here now, things are going to get a little bit tougher, and I'm sure of that. And maybe it's good for us just so we can win them all. Not
a bad way to start a game, though, and a fellow that we were just talking about, Jim Smith, who is a fine athlete, 73 yards, 77
yards. This is the second play from scrimmage, Larry, on a inside counter play, and Jimmy Smith is a great athlete, and he's getting better every week. Loves football and works at it, and that's why he's going to be one of the great players. And this is a great run by Gordon Bell as he leaps over a block right at the line of scrimmage, and he got a great block on the safety man by Mark Schmerge, our freshman tight end, and ran all the way 54 yards for a touchdown. Those are our first two touchdowns, and I don't know.
That pretty well set up the afternoon.
I'm afraid they came too easily. But here is a quick pass. This is what is known as a forward pass, Larry. And that was from Leach to Smith.
You're not going to do it again, are you?
Oh, yeah. Now watch this play. This is a great scramble. This is Leach's best play. And then through to Smith, who was tackled as he released off the line of scrimmage so that they could stop him. And he scrambled to his feet and came across the field and caught that pass. And here's Lytle bucking in for the touchdown. And I thought the play that Leach scrambled on was a great football play by both him and Smith. Here's a pitch out to Lytle, who did some great running here, kept his balance being hit on the option play. And
he had a pretty good afternoon again, didn't he?
Lytle played good football. I've seen him play better games. I hate to say that for a guy that scores 4 touchdowns and everything, but I thought he played well, as he always does. Lytle will always give you a great football game.
Isn't that unusual to switch a guy fullback, tailback, or is that an easy transition?
Well, it's not easy at all, and of course, the only reason we're able to do it with Rob is because he's played both positions before. A year ago, he was always a tailback, and he works more at fullback than he does at tailback, although he can play them both.
Here's Smith again.
And this is a punt return. He's a very, very dangerous punt return guy, deceptive runner, and runs with strength. And his punt returns are really something. This is a pass that probably shouldn't have been thrown. There are more white shirts around there than there is Keith Johnson.
4 or 5.
But Johnson made a great play on it, and it was a pinpoint pass by Elzinga. Here was, in my opinion, Elzinga's best play. When the receiver was covered, he took off running and got down to about the 3-yard line and set up a touchdown. That'll be run here by Russell Davis, our freshman fullback, as he hits over the left guard position here. And we get good movement, and he hits in there hard to score the touchdown.
Improvement in Russell Davis from week to week?
I think so. I think he gets better every week. Any youngster with his ability and attitude is going to get better every week. Here's the one I don't like. Sometimes there was a very drastic clip on that play, I must admit, that might have saved us all this problem. But this was a fine punt return by Indiana, and eventually set up this touchdown on a sneak, which first touchdown we've had scored on us in a long time.
Looked like they didn't want to let that one get in there.
No, they didn't. I don't think our defensive team liked that too well. But you know, your punt coverage and things like that seem to slacken off a bit when you get way ahead. This was a great post cut from Elzinga to Max Richardson, which kept this drive alive. And here's a play by Marks, a great one. The end crashed, and he was able to get the ball out to Lytle for another touchdown.
defensive effort.
This is Indiana throwing deep here, and Kirk Campy, senior defensive back for us, intercepts. And this was right at the end of the game, and of course finished any chance they had of scoring again.
It must be kind of nice for you to be able to play reserves the last couple of weeks and get them some game experience.
Well, that's true. Our second ball club has played as much as our first the last 2 weeks. And that type of experience is going to be needed later on in case something happens in games that are really tight. Some of those youngsters are going to have to come off the bench and win the game for us.
That always happens, and as you pointed out, the schedule gets increasingly more difficult.
Well, I think it does. The teams that we're going to play now, of course, Minnesota on the road, then Purdue, Illinois, and Ohio State, I think they're going to get progressively tougher.
Still, it looks on paper as though you should beat Purdue, Minnesota, Illinois, but it'll be a little more difficult. They'll be a little more physical than the
No
last
games
couple
have ever been won on paper, Larry. You see, the media always builds these games up as being so very easy, and then when there's an upset, they say, then that gives them something to write about, you see. And that's why athletes and coaches have to guard themselves against people like yourself that are always bringing up how easy the games ought to be, you see.
Got to be won on Saturdays, huh? Can't be done on Thursdays and Fridays.
Got to be one. Whoever would guess North Texas State would beat Tennessee? No one would ever guess that. I would never guess that Nebraska would score 60-some points on Colorado, knowing that team and having seen it in the spring. Anything can happen. Illinois beating Michigan State. Anything can happen in a football game. There's no such thing as automatic win.
All right.